Hello, hello, hello. I am your girl, Tiara Nicole Riley, and I'm so excited to be talking to you guys about today's topic. So, I wanted to kick things off talking about the ways that I am intentional in parenting. And the reason why, couple of things. So, first and foremost, I would like to believe I'm a damn good mama, okay? Kayla Leilani has a phenomenal mother, okay? But I'm not phenomenal. I'm not a damn good mother. I'm not a good mom by happenstance. I am and have been intentional in my role as her mother since the second I thought I might be pregnant. And it has not stopped. And there have been a couple of things that I've done to ensure that I am the mother I aim to be. And so I wanted to share a couple of those things with you guys and, share your thoughts too. If there are some things that you do or that you hope to implement, definitely drop them in the comments. Let's have the conversation. Let's open it up for discussion. So the first thing I did, when I realized I might be, or that I was pregnant, was therapy. I am actively in therapy for myself, but also for the benefit of my daughter, period. I've been in therapy on and off since college, but since being pregnant with my daughter, I got pregnant July 2020, I have been in therapy 100% weekly or bi-weekly without fail. And so July 2020 was 4.5 years ago that I've been consistently in therapy dealing with my shit for the benefit of making sure that I don't inadvertently bleed on my daughter. Because a lot of times we're hurting the people that we're closest to and that we love the most because we don't deal with our shit. We don't deal with our baggage, and then we bleed on the people around us or that are closest to us. And so my attempt in avoiding that as best as I possibly can is to stay committed to my mental health journey and making sure that I am doing what I can to process what I've been through, deal with what I am actively going through, because life is life, right? So that when I show up in her world, I am present and engaged, and I'm not stuck in the feelings or the emotions behind some of my past experiences, right? Now I'm still human. I'm still human. But it definitely has been a game changer and being committed to that process. So yes, things have been great in my life lately, but that gives me and my therapist the opportunity to deal with some of the history, some of the baggage, some of the things that you just move forward with, the bigger picture things. Like, because a lot of the day-to-day things have calmed down, I'm now able to focus on some of the past challenges and some of the past relationships and family, friendship, romantic, you name it. We're able to deal with those and like unpack some of those bags in a tangible way, right? But part of what's prompting this conversation and this series of topics is I was challenged to love myself the way I love my daughter. One of my best friends was like, I want you to love you the way you love Kayla. And I was like, ooh, ooh. So towards the end of the year, start of this year, me and my therapist were talking, and we were talking about like what are our goals for 2025. And so I mentioned that, and I was like, I know that's kind of like an arbitrary goal, and we talked about a couple others as well. But I was able to have the conversation with her, and I said, this is what one of my best friends, obviously she knows their names, but this is what she said. And I'd like to implement that, and I'd like to work towards that. And her first question is, well, how do you love Kayla, and what's different about how you love yourself? And I was like, true. So that has prompted some thought around the ways that I am intentional in my love for Kayla. And so that's like step one for me, right? Like, how do I love Kayla intentionally? And then step two is, how would that look loving myself? Because obviously there's going to be some differences. And then step three is like doing like a gap analysis to see, like, based on the ideal version of self love when compared to like the love that I'm showing my daughter, what's missing, what can be better, what could be different, in that journey to loving myself to the same capacity that I love my daughter, right? And it's interesting because I don't necessarily shy away from parenting conversations because I am comfortable having the conversation, but a lot of times I question, like, am I just really lucky? Like, did I luck out and get a really, really good kid? Or am I being an intentional parent and these are the results of my behaviors, right? And my choices. And I remember in a therapy session, I was talking to my therapist and I said to her, I said, you know, when I drop Kayla off at daycare, or if we go to a family member's house where she's familiar with, or, whatever, she's ready to go. Like, she's like, okay, bye, mommy. See you later. Okay. You say goodbye. Okay. We're going to such and such house. Make sure you say goodbye. Okay. Like, girl, I can't stay. No, no, no. You want me to leave? And so I was talking to my therapist about that because it was hurting my feelings. I was like, wait, why doesn't my kid, like, we've never had issues with separation anxiety. Well, one time we did. And that was a result of like the person she was with. So she hasn't been with that person overnight or alone since. Okay. But I was like, we never have issues with separation anxiety. Like, drop her off at school, drop her off, pull up at wherever. She's always ready to go. And my therapist was like, that's because she's securely attached. That's what a securely attached child looks like. And I was like, and it's so funny because from the moment I realized I was pregnant, my goal was to raise a securely attached child. And I knew that I had done that, but I just didn't know all the different ways that it shows up. Like, I didn't know what a securely attached child looks like. So when she told me that, I was like, oh, okay. She said the reason she doesn't have challenges leaving you is because she knows you'll be back. She knows mommy's coming back. Like, period. There's never a doubt in her mind. She know mommy is coming back. Now, there have been times where, I've been away or whatever, and she's missed me, right? But she's never really had struggles with, like, separating. And I'm like, dang, girl, you're not going to miss me? Missing the reality that she's comfortable leaving me because she knows this will, like, I will be back when I say I'll be back. And so I wanted to have the conversation, one, because of the challenge from my friend, but also two, because there are some ways that I have been really, really intentional in my parenting. And when I have more children, I definitely plan on implementing a couple of things that I've done with Kayla, with my future children. And so I wanted to talk about the things that I've learned. Also, because we don't have real conversations about parenting. And so what I have realized is when people enter parenting for the first time, it's like, whoa, y'all ain't tell me. So we're gonna have a real conversation about what parenting looks like. Okay. Another one of my best friends does not have children yet, and I told her, I was like, listen, I got a whole list of notes of things that, like, I learned, I'm gonna do different, I'm gonna do better, or I am gonna do again in order to be intentional about parenting and like what that looks like. So I'm gonna have to find that list so I can like share this in this series, but definitely wanted to start the conversation, have some discussions around parenting and what that looks like. So be sure to drop your favorite parenting tip in the comments, or if you have questions about intentional parenting, let's discuss. See you guys.